Hey everybody, I am so excited about this video because I'm going to show you how to make the easiest, no-fail dinner rolls you've ever made. They are buttery, they are soft and fluffy. Look at this, look at this. They are so yummy, but I promise anybody can make this recipe. No fail, anybody can do it, so let's get started. Okay, so the first thing you're going to do is take 2 tablespoons of active dry yeast and put it in a bowl. Okay, and then to the yeast, we're going to add 1/4 cup plus 1 tablespoon of warm water. This water is comparable to like warm bath water, about 105 to 115 degrees. Now you're going to add a pinch of sugar to your yeast mixture. Now just go ahead and whisk that together. Okay, now you're going to set this aside for about 10 minutes on a nice warm surface so that this can foam. You just want to cover it up with a plate, a towel, some saran wrap, whatever to keep it warm, and then set your timer for 10 minutes. Now you're going to measure 1 cup of milk and you're going to put this in the microwave for 1 minute so that it can get warm. Next, you're going to add 3 eggs. This mixer I have right here is called a Bosch Universal Mixer. You don't have to have this big fancy mixer. You can just do this by hand in a bowl and you'll get the same result. Now go ahead and add 1/2 cup of sugar to your eggs. Then you'll add 1/2 cup of canola oil. And then you'll just mix this together. Now add your warm milk. And then you'll add your yeast mixture. See, look how foamy this is. I'm gonna go ahead and get a spoon. I wanna show you just how foamy and airy this is. See that? So that's what you want your yeast to look like. And then you'll just go ahead and add it to the other mixture. Okay, now just mix this together. Now you'll add 2 teaspoons of salt and then you'll mix that together. Okay, now we're going to add 5 cups of flour. What I want you to do is add 4 cups, give it a really good mix, and then add that last cup.
One day with our troubles far behind us, we will look back at all we've been through. But baby, this love that we've been running on, it's not a love we should be running from. 'Cause I can see the fire in your eyes.
Okay, so you don't want any dough sticking to the sides of the bowl. So just look at the sides, and if the dough is pulling away from the sides, that means it's the perfect consistency. Okay, now we're just going to remove it from the mixer. So make sure you sprinkle your countertop with just a little bit of flour. Reserve that flour and set it aside just in case you need it.
I see you through the mask you wear, and I'll do anything to hold you near, 1,000 miles away from here. I see the fire in your eyes, you're burning like a hurricane blowing through the falling rain. I feel the rain.
Okay, now we're just going to knead the dough. So what you want to do is fold over the dough and just quickly knead it for about 5 minutes. So just fold it over, push it in, fold it over, push it in until it reaches a really nice consistency. Hey, I would love to have you follow me over on my Instagram. It's at HemiGirl01. I share more of my personal life, lots of tips and tricks and recipes over there as well. So I'd love to have you. Okay, now you're going to take a medium-sized bowl, spray the bottom with cooking spray, canola oil spray, just so that the dough doesn't stick. You're going to place your dough inside of the bowl and then spray the top of the dough just so that when you cover this dough, it's not going to stick with whatever you cover it with, saran wrap or a kitchen towel or anything like that. Make sure you cover it loosely so that it has enough room to grow. And what you want to do is have this dough raise so that it's double its size. It should be going over top of the bowl by the time it's done, just like this. This is one of my favorite parts when making bread recipes. So once your dough has risen, you just want to punch it down, just like this, and then dump it out onto your countertop. Okay, now we're going to divide this dough into 3 equal size portions. Okay, so now we're going to start working with our first section of dough. So sprinkle a little bit of flour on the countertop, set your dough on here, and what I want to do first really quick is grab my cooking spray, and I'm going to spray my cookie sheet so that we can start putting these rolls on the cookie sheet once we start forming them. So go ahead and spray your cookie sheet really quick and then set it aside, and we're going to work with the dough. Okay, take your dough and start forming it into a circle. It doesn't have to be perfect, but just start flattening it into a circle. Take your rolling pin, and we're just going to start rolling it out to about 1/4 of an inch thick. Like I said, this circle doesn't have to be perfect. Okay, so now we're going to start cutting it. I want you to cut it into fourths and then into eighths, just like you would a pizza. Now you're going to take the larger side of the triangle and start rolling it towards the more narrow side, and then just kind of pinch that end into the bottom of the roll. Make sure that you put the roll seam side down in the pan so that that dough can kind of stay connected to the roll. If you put it upwards, it's going to raise and come up off of the roll. So just make sure that you put that bottom portion of the roll down towards the bottom of the pan.
I'm a butterfly who has only begun, taking me a while to get it. Had to live and cry to appreciate life, and what you give is worth it. When you're holding me, when you hold me so close, I want further in under your skin. Wanna leave a mark so that I can be sure that you remember what's been. I used to be satisfied, stayed over the surface. Now I just can't get enough. You make me feel good like no other. I just want everyone to see what I've discovered. And when I'm
Make sure that as you roll these, that you're rolling them somewhat tightly so that you don't have big spaces in between the layers of dough. And then also, as you can see, I'm placing them in rows on this cookie sheet. And you can see I don't have perfect sizes. Some are big, some are small. It doesn't matter. They all come out perfect.
tell you what I found, leaving everything behind, knowing there is more in life that I want.
Now set your rolls aside and let them raise for about 15 or 20 minutes. And while they're raising, you can start preheating your oven to 400 degrees. Okay, they're done raising and now they're ready to go in the oven. Okay, now when you cook these rolls, you want to place them on the lowest rack first. And then once they've cooked on the lowest, you'll move them up to the middle rack. So the lowest rack oven for 5 minutes, and then we'll move them up. Okay, they've been cooking for about 5 minutes in the oven, so we're going to move them to the middle rack and put the timer on for another 5 minutes and cook them until they are just golden, light brown on the top.
It's 3 a.m.
While the rolls are cooking, we're going to take 2 tablespoons of butter and melt it in the microwave, and this is what you're going to brush on top of your rolls.
It's pouring down, but I won't. No, I won't budge. I'll call your bluff. You think you're tough, yeah. So go ahead, come and put me off. Bring all your friends so they can watch. You're drunk dialing up the phone. So
Don't they look so pretty? I promise you guys, these rolls are such a crowd pleaser. They're delicious and they are also pretty. So now we're just going to rub the tops of the rolls with melted butter while they are still hot.
So step up to the plate, don't wait. It's 3 a.m. So here I am. Oh, you're crazy, crazy. You're bullseye out of your mind. You're crazy, crazy. In every way I can find. You're crazy, crazy. The more I think of it, I might be crazy too.
You guys, thanks so much for being here. I really, truly appreciate each and every one of you. And I hope that you will try this roll recipe. You will not regret it. So thank you so much. And please subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. And I do videos every single week, cooking, cleaning, organizing, mom life. So we'll see you in the next one. Thanks. Bye.